One thing that I didn't know before this week's readings and videos is that even if you accidentally cite the wrong year in your citations, it can be considered as plagiarism. I think it's very important for people to be responsible, obviously, to make sure that they have the right years and authors and dates and everything like that to make sure that their citations are correct. I think that this plays a huge role for social work students just because it falls under the line of ethics that you're going to have to use later on in life. Integrity is a huge part of ethics, being honest, obviously, and then as well as being responsible. So you need to be honest and not use fake citations, fake years if you can't find it, and being responsible to make sure that your stuff is truthful, and that you're not fabricating citations and things like that. I do think that I can apply this week's learning to make my future writing assignments more ethical and professional and credible by doing the research, obviously, that I need to do, and doing the readings and making sure that I'm obviously not using any AI systems or anything like that, and making sure that it is all coming from my brain and not someone else's, or making sure that I know the lessons and everything like that, because later on in life, obviously during therapy, there's not going to be anyone telling you the answers for this patient. You're gonna have to come up with them. There's not gonna be AI to give you those answers. You're gonna have to know them off of the top of your head, things like that. So you're gonna have to know the knowledge, and I want to be able to make sure that I stay ethical and credible and professional, just like I would have to in the real world after my degree. I think the hardest part to ensuring academic integrity for me is my lack of knowledge of APA. It's been over 10 years since I've even wrote a paper, let alone an APA paper. So it's been a really long time. I'm still learning the APA format, just because a lot of my college classes when I was in high school was MLA and not APA. So that's kind of hard. Obviously, I know that I can use my resources like Purdue OWL, and they can tell me kind of how to make sure that I'm writing my paper as APA format. And then obviously I know that I can reach out to the instructor and make sure that everything is APA formatted, and if I have any questions, they'd be willing to help me and things like that. Yeah, so those are my learnings for this week.